One shot. To this camera. To this... Is it here, guys?
You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Sean Combs spent decades in the music industry building up his legacy through his bad boy empire and various side hustles to become one of the hip-hop artists on Forbes' list of billionaires back in 2022. He has 5 #1s on the Billboard Top 100 and 15 hits in the top 10, and that doesn't even include his work producing hits for others. But the thing about legacies is that they're fragile, and something that took decades to be put together, brick by brick, can be seemingly dismantled overnight. Just 2 months after being honored with the Global Icon Award at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards, the hip-hop world was turned on its head when Sean's ex Cassie filed a bombshell lawsuit on November 16th accusing the music industry mogul of years of misconduct and harm during their time together. The lawsuit was settled in less than 24 hours, but the floodgates had opened. The artist was peppered with a myriad of similar lawsuits to close out 2023, and they've continued into this year. The heat was brought up several levels when Homeland Security stepped in on March 25th to raid the music mogul's homes, multiple in LA and Miami, with the boss being linked to a doozy of an investigation. Allegations continue to come out almost daily at this rate, and while I can't discuss them in detail, they're worth doing some research into. Amid all the excitement from Linkin Park's new lineup and album announcement, there has now been concern expressed from Linkin Park fanbase regarding the band's new lead singer, Emily Armstrong, who allegedly has a history with the Church of Scientology, and more specifically, Danny Masterson. These alleged claims were brought to light from fans that came across a past comment left by the Mars Volta and former At the Drive-In vocalist Cedric Bixler Zavala. According to NME, the comments come from a screenshot that Zavala posted on his Instagram back in 2023, where he tagged Emily Armstrong's band Dead Sarah at the time and wrote the following: "I'm surprised none of you wrote a letter on Danny Masterson's behalf, since your corny singer showed up to support him in the prelims. Remember Emily? Remember how your fellow Scientologist goon squad surrounded one of the Jane Does when she was trying to leave the elevators? The court chairs had to escort her away from your awful cult." The alleged claims made by Zavala allegedly indicate that Emily Armstrong was at the trial. Mr. Beast, the #1 most subscribed to YouTube channel, and Amazon have been sued by contestants of the Beast Games competition show, claiming harassment, chronic mistreatment, and more. As reported by various news outlets, 5 unnamed participants of the show, which reportedly pits 2,000 contestants against each other for a single cash prize of $5 million, and has already had several allegations raised against it in the press, have had a class action lawsuit filed against both Mr. Beast, real name Jimmy Donaldson, and Amazon over all of it. According to the lawsuit, participants were not paid properly, experienced emotional distress, did not receive uninterrupted meal breaks or rest breaks, and were deprived of medical care, food, sleep, and basic hygiene. Female participants were allegedly subjected to a hostile work environment, and this suit was filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court on September 16th and seeks class action status on behalf of all affected contestants. It demands that Amazon and Mr. Beast's company pay alleged unpaid wages, expenses, and punitive monetary damages. So Beast Games was announced as the biggest reality competition of all time earlier this year, and now it looks like it's going to be a nightmare of a lawsuit of all time. 3 crew members who worked on It Ends With Us told Rolling Stones that the creative differences and a behind-the-scenes power struggle between director Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively were very apparent during filming. Over the course of the on-again, off-again production, which stretched from March through June of last year in New Jersey, the crew members said that they observed Lively and Baldoni's contrasting approaches to filmmaking and noticed a shift in Lively's attitude while making the project. Eventually, according to all 3 sources, who asked not to be named, it was very clear she didn't want to be there. Apparently everybody knew that these two didn't like each other, and even though they think some of the rumors online are a little strong, they're like, it was not great. The styles were different, they both had varying opinions on how things should be done, and it was kind of obvious on the red carpet earlier this year. The crew members say that the two avoided each other on set, with one source noting that they never saw them together unless it was absolutely necessary. The crew also noticed that shift in Blake's demeanor during filming. She was initially excited, she brought in scrapbooks of ideas, she had all these notes regarding the details of her character, but then it didn't go to plan. Blake had like her own vision of how she wanted to lead the dress, which conflicted with the costume department's ideas. When the whole production went dark because of, pickets and strikes and stuff, the costume department was running around trying to make Blake happy, which, not a great way of doing a production. The production designer was put on the spot when Blake asked him to change the initial plan for the flower store in the film, kind of important. The lookbook for the original set design was more gothic, with rich, dark, violent tones, and, well, we saw the movie, not really the vibe anymore when Blake Lively got her hands on things. The crew said that the incident was just really one example of the pressure that was felt behind the scenes over conflicts. Also, Blake Lively was not the presence on set they expected. She often had scheduling conflicts, which is common for actors, but not always for the principal actor, especially not for one that's also a producer on this project. Whoopi Goldberg delivered a deeply touching message during her appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon earlier this year, emphasizing the importance of expressing love and gratitude. Her heartfelt words come at a poignant time, seeing as she just released her candid new memoir, Bits and Pieces, My Mother, My Brother, and Me. In her book, the Oscar-winning actress reveals her struggles with no-no snow addiction, a battle she bravely overcame before becoming a household name.